Did you know that the majority of elderly people make inappropriate remarks at the doctor's office, which is subtly harming their health? Many elderly people act in this way mindlessly. In actuality, it may prevent you from receiving the care you require. Your words are what doctors use to make choices. Furthermore, the consequences of using words that are ambiguous, contemptuous, or deceptive may have a greater impact on your health than you may think. We're going to expose 5 unpleasant facts about how many senior citizens communicate with their physicians in this video. Almost everyone over 70 has adopted these expressions and behaviors, although few are aware that they are detrimental to them. By identifying these, you'll improve the mutual respect and trust between you and your doctor, in addition to safeguarding your health. Because these insights have the power to permanently alter the way you manage your appointments, stay with me through to the end. Every time you enter that office, you'll notice how a few minor changes in communication can help you stay stronger, live longer, and feel more confident. To ensure you don't miss the knowledge we impart here, kindly like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Let's get going now. According to the first rule, I'm fine when you're not. At the doctor's office, one of the most frequently used expressions among seniors is, "I'm fine." It sounds courteous, it seems straightforward, and perhaps it's even the appropriate thing to say. However, beneath it may lie one of the most harmful behaviors. When you mention that "I'm fine," your doctor could believe what you say and proceed, even if you're experiencing discomfort, exhaustion, or bothersome symptoms. Missed chances for early discovery, treatment, and genuine alleviation are the outcome. Psychology is frequently the source of this reaction. Many senior citizens are afraid of being perceived as whiners or don't want to feel like a burden. They grew up in a culture that prized silence and toughness, and that frequently kept health difficulties concealed. However, bringing that attitude to doctor's appointments can backfire. When you withhold information from a doctor, you deprive them of the resources they need to assist you. Doctors are trained to listen for specifics. I had a conversation with Martha, a 76-year-old woman who consistently assured her doctor that she was doing well. Actually, she was having trouble breathing and experiencing episodes of vertigo. The illness had progressed further than it should have by the time she eventually acknowledged what was going on. Her recuperation would have been far simpler had she communicated candidly earlier. Saying, "I'm fine," may seem courteous, but it can steal years of good health. That's the unpleasant truth here. It is not a complaint to be open about your feelings. It is defending your life. Additionally, you give yourself the best opportunity for recovery and well-being when you tell your doctor everything. Saying it's merely old age comes in second. The expression, "it's just old age," is another one that practically all seniors use. Changes in sleep patterns, aches, discomfort, or memory loss. As if nothing could be done, you are dismissed with those 4 words. Here's the unpleasant truth, though. It's not always aging that causes discomfort. Sometimes your body is alerting you to problems that, if detected early enough, can be managed or cured. You run the risk of ignoring issues that could be mitigated, avoided, or even reversed if you attribute everything to aging. Here, psychology is really important. Many older persons minimize symptoms by convincing themselves that they must be normal because they are afraid of receiving unpleasant news. Others were raised by parents who viewed suffering as a natural part of aging. They therefore share the same beliefs. Doctors, however, cannot dispute what you minimize. You educate them to ignore what might be a warning sign when you tell them it's just old age. Consider 72-year-old Frank, who told his physician that his chest pain was most likely the result of aging. He chose to ignore it until the agony became intolerable. Tests showed cardiac disease that was much less dangerous if it had been addressed sooner. He was left weaker than before and had to spend months recovering as a result of that delay. The harsh reality is that dismissing symptoms as a sign of aging doesn't make you strong. Rather, it makes you weak. It is not the role of a doctor to criticize you for becoming older. Its purpose is to distinguish between normal and harmful. Give them the opportunity to do so by sharing your feelings, even if you don't think they are significant. Please let me know in the second remark below if you're still watching this video and finding these ideas helpful. To ensure you don't miss any videos, I advise you to subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. All right, let's proceed. Statement number 3. I don't want to bother you. I don't want to bother you or I know you're busy are just two examples of the apologies that far too many seniors use when they walk into the exam room. Even though it sounds modest, this behavior compromises your own self-care. The sole purpose of doctors is to assist you. You unwittingly convey the idea that your problems are trivial when you minimize your requirements, even if they may not be. This eventually results in hurried visits, missed details, and unresolved issues. This reaction is frequently the result of a lifetime of prioritizing other people's time over your own. Many elderly folks were brought up to be polite, to respect those in positions of authority, and to never take up too much room. However, that same civility can backfire in a medical context. Others might follow your example if you disregard your health. I recall a 69-year-old man named George who would always tell his doctor that he didn't want to bother him. He skipped over his persistent leg cramps and sleep issues. He ended up in the emergency department months later due to a blood clot that may have been treated sooner. There were actual repercussions for his silence. The harsh reality is that you can be depriving yourself of life-altering answers and solutions if you try to avoid bothering your doctor. Being healthy is never a hassle. It merits consideration, patience, and open discussion. Additionally, you allow your doctor to do their best work for you when you take that space. Fourth, you're the doctor, you decide. You're the doctor, you decide is another expression that conveys a sense of deference but is actually quite harmful. It sounds like trust at first. In actuality, it denies you a say in the most significant decisions pertaining to your body. Doctors are knowledgeable, but you are the one who will have to live with the consequences of your decisions. Giving up complete control puts you at risk for treatments that don't align with your comfort level, values, or lifestyle. Psychology explains why this occurs. Many elders grew up in a time when people believed that doctors were infallible experts. It felt impolite to question or even challenge. However, partnerships are the most effective way to practice medicine today. Your opinions, worries, and preferences are all important. Even the best physician cannot provide you with life-sustaining treatment without them. Take the 81-year-old Ruth, who said to her doctor, "You are the doctor. You make the decision." She was given a prescription drug that had adverse effects. It was all she could do. She later acknowledged that she never voiced her concerns since she didn't want to come across as challenging. Her care really improved after she started talking freely and at last felt heard. The harsh reality is that physicians are advisors, not bosses. You contribute lived experience, but others add expertise. You create a plan that respects both when you enter the discussion and offer your viewpoint. While it may seem courteous to remain silent, involvement is what actually safeguards your health. Please let me know in the fourth comment below if you're still viewing this video and finding these ideas helpful. To ensure you don't miss any videos, I advise you to subscribe and turn on the bell if you haven't already. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. All right, let's proceed. Saying it's nothing and forgetting it is number 5. Possibly the most damaging statement of them is, "It's nothing, forget it." This remark is frequently used by seniors who are embarrassed, feel that their concern is too minor, or are afraid of coming across as stupid. However, ignoring your own symptoms might have far-reaching effects. What seems insignificant now could be the hint that stops something much more serious from happening tomorrow. Psychologically speaking, this behavior stems from self-defense. You can prevent the worry of receiving terrible news by dismissing your concerns. It also has to do with pride, since, although acknowledging an issue may seem like a sign of weakness, doing so comes at a significant cost. Physicians are limited to what they can hear. Additionally, you lose access to answers you might be in dire need of when you dismiss an issue with, "Forget it." Consider Leonard's example, a 75-year-old guy who saw bleeding gums but promptly informed his dentist that it was nothing. Ignore it. He was found to have advanced gum disease months later, which was starting to have an impact on his general health. Treatment would have been easier and much less difficult if he had expressed his concerns sooner. The unpleasant reality is that no symptom is too little to be brought up. Ignoring these messages won't make them go away because your body communicates through them. You take control of your well-being by refusing to downplay your experiences. The secret to maintaining your strength, freedom, and standard of living in the years to come may lie in what you share. Marina Pinist, last thoughts. Which item on this list caught your attention the most? In your own interactions with your physician, did you recognize any of these expressions? The truth is that our words have a greater impact on our health than we may realize. You may increase your chances of getting the care you actually need and give yourself a louder voice by avoiding these 5 frequent blunders. Keep in mind that your doctor wants to know you as a whole, not only to treat your symptoms. You may create a partnership that can help you stay healthier, longer, and more independent when you communicate your problems in a straightforward, honest, and non-minimizing manner. Your inquiries are important, they are not frivolous, and you are not a burden. We appreciate you being here with us today. We would be delighted to hear from you. Tell us about one lesson you learned today and how you intend to apply it in your life in the comments section below. We value your opinions, so please feel free to express them. We are greatly inspired and encouraged by reading your remarks. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it entertaining and useful. We can keep producing high-quality content to educate and uplift you thanks to your support. We appreciate your time and hope to see you in the upcoming video.